Support WrestleTalk!
Like us on Facebook.
Hello and welcome to WrestleTalk. I am Luke Owen. Choosing your favourite wrestlers from 2017 is like choosing one of your own kids. We spend so much time with these guys and girls that we grow very attached to them and very fond of them in their own unique ways. We want the best for them. We want them to have the best storylines and matches. But sometimes, certainly in the case of YouTube, you just have to pick your 10 favourite wrestlers of the year. And here are mine. It is of course subjective, and sadly I cannot watch all the wrestling in all the world. So tell me if you agree or disagree in the comments. No one is wrong. And some of the wrestlers who would have made my list this time last year haven't had the best 2017. Looking at you, Bailey, and have therefore missed their spot. But let's see who did make the cut. Alexa Bliss would have been considered among that group of NXT wrestlers like Baron Corbin, Mojo Rawley and Nia Jax that were called up too early. Her ascension to the main roster was questioned by skeptics, but Bliss has shown she belongs there. Her run on SmackDown Live was really great this time last year, but her move to Raw has shown just how great Bliss is. Forgetting the This Is Your Life segment with Bailey, Bliss hasn't put a foot wrong when it comes to promos in WWE, and her matches with the likes of Sasha Banks and Mickie James have been really good. In fact, her feud with James is the reason she's on this list. The promos were great and the matches were great. Little Miss Bliss truly is the goddess of Monday Night Raw. Speaking of much needed heel turns, and Sami Zayn has had a WWE career resurgence following his alliance with Kevin Owens on SmackDown Live. Sami has spent a lot of 2017 and a lot of 2016 floundering in the mid-card, doomed to have boring feuds with the likes of Mike Kanellis and job to much bigger stars like Jinder Mahal. But his interference in the Hell in a Cell match between Owens and Shane McMahon has given him more creative freedom. Now he can parody his own entrance to the ring, cut promos that don't pander to the crowd, and act like a complete doofus and still be credible. He's even got a win over Randy Orton. Zayn is hitting home runs with this heel turn, and if it had come earlier in the year, he could have found himself much higher on this list. Someone else who would have been higher on this list if I had more time on my hands to watch his stuff is Keith. We live in a wonderful time to be a wrestling fan because there's so much content out there, but it's difficult to keep up with all of it, especially when the one who creates the most new content is the biggest game in town. But sometimes you see a wrestler who just catches your eye and you're mesmerized. That man is Limitless Keith Lee. Standing over 6 foot tall and weighing over 300 pounds, Keith Lee moves like a cruiserweight and shows all the power and presence of a Brock Lesnar. He is absolutely incredible. I had the pleasure of seeing him have a 5-star classic against Tomohiro Ishii at Rev Pro, and he also had one of the best matches at Battle of LA 2017. Lee is set to have a great 2018. Bask in his glory. It's not easy being a babyface in WWE, but when you're as good as Johnny Gargano, it's the easiest job in the world. Gargano spent the first half of 2017 as NXT's best tag team DIY, but a heel turn from Tommaso Ciampa has allowed Gargano to break free and shine as a single star. An unfortunate injury to Ciampa has meant their program has been put on hold for the time being, but Gargano has kept himself in the spotlight, having outstanding matches with Andrade Cien Almas at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3 and Cassius Ohno as part of the NXT Championship qualifiers. With Ciampa set to return next year, which has all the tools to be the feud of the year, 2018 should be a great outing for Johnny Wrestling. It pains me to say this, but Asuka should be so much higher on this list than she is. Damn you, main roster booking! Because her Raw run has been somewhat disappointing, save for that amazing squash against Dana Brooke, Asuka has slipped down this list. Thankfully, we still have the amazing 3/4 of 2017 to look back upon. She entered the year as NXT Women's Champion, successfully defending it against Ember Moon at NXT TakeOver Orlando, Ruby Riott and Nikki Cross at NXT TakeOver Chicago, and then in a fantastic last man standing match on NXT TV against Sanity's Cross. Her feud with Ember Moon was a great end to her superb run in NXT, and looking back on her time there reminded me just how awesome Asuka is. She is truly something special, a unique wrestler who could make WWE a lot of money if they played their cards right. Here's hoping the Empress is higher on this list come 2018. Speaking of special and unique wrestlers, it's everyone's favorite missing Universal Champion, Brock Lesnar. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking, and probably thought when Ollie Davis had him on his list, Lesnar isn't on TV every week. He's not a great promo, and he's half-assed a couple of his matches this year. And that is all true. But he's also had some of the best. His feud with Samoa Joe was outstanding, his SummerSlam main event was incredible, and his Survivor Series clash against AJ Styles was among the best 2017 has to offer. He carries an incredible threat with him, and he feels like a special attraction, something sorely missing in WWE when all of their guys and girls wrestle each other week in and week out. Had Lesnar not blown his match against Braun Strowman, he probably would have been higher on this list. Say what you will about the Young Bucks, and a lot of people do, but 2017 has been a great year for the team, and they have consistently shown why people talk about them. No matter who they have matches against, the Young Bucks go out and steal the show. They are amazing promos and great characters. They're literally merchandising machines. But not only are they fantastic wrestlers and among the best in the world, man, they're so fluid and inventive in the ring. They're changing the game for marketing yourselves using social media. The Young Bucks have created a movement in wrestling. They have amassed a huge following, and that is all down to their incredible business savvy. Cease and desist orders and all. Talk about making an impact with your debut in WWE. Black actually appeared on WWE TV as a special attraction still under the name Tommy End at the UK Championship, where he had a good match with Neville. But it was his debut in NXT as Aleister Black where this man skyrocketed up my list of favourite wrestlers of the year. Every time NXT would announce that Black was wrestling the following week, I knew I had to tune in. Even if they were just going to be squash matches, I knew they would be highly entertaining and awesome to watch, and I was never disappointed. His feud with Hideo Itami resulted in a great outing at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3, although it didn't meet my lofty expectations, which were set far too high, and his outstanding rivalry with the Velveteen Dream was spellbinding, resulting in a fantastic match at NXT TakeOver War Games. Like Lesnar and Asuka, there is something unique and special about Aleister Black. Let's just hope WWE know what to do with him when he reaches the main roster. Honestly, what is there to say about AJ Styles that hasn't been said by 1,000 other people? He simply is phenomenal. I've had the pleasure of watching AJ Styles wrestle for the last 10+ years, and it's amazing to think that, unlike wrestlers winding down as their careers come to a close, AJ is getting better and better. It's just a shame that AJ's been treated like somewhat of an afterthought on SmackDown Live for most of 2017, dropping the WWE Championship to John Cena at Royal Rumble, but still getting the best match out of Shane McMahon at WrestleMania. Then came the pretty awful Kevin Owens Face of America feud that went on for far too long and had some of the worst finishes of the whole year. It's even more frustrating as Styles was only in this position because WWE was so focused on the Jinder Mahal experiment. However, he's closing out the year just as he started it, as WWE Champion. He had one of the year's best matches against Brock Lesnar, and he is set to have a great 2018, hopefully with a WrestleMania rivalry against Shinsuke Nakamura. It was tough getting the #1 spot, and I do want to give a shout out to a couple of the guys who didn't make the list, like Montez Ford and Roman Reigns. However, my #1 spot can only go to one man, the Bruiserweight Pete Dunne. I've been a fan of Dunne's for a while now, but 2017 has shown some of his best work of all time. He's now got a huge platform to shine, and shine he has, making a name for himself as the standout in the UK Championship tournament, followed by a 5-star belter against Tyler Bate at NXT TakeOver Chicago. He's then had great runs on NXT TV against Trent Seven, Wolfgang and Mark Andrews, and had one of my favourite moments of NXT TV all year long, when the Undisputed Era were beating down Wolfie and Pete Dunne looked like he was going to help, but just went back to get his UK Championship. What a heel! What a heel! And that's not even including all the great work he's done in Progress and around the world. His reaction on Monday Night Raw when he debuted against Enzo was superb, and one has to hope WWE has some big plans for him in the future, because Pete Dunne is money. Click these videos over here to watch more awesome wrestling content and give WrestleTalk a subscribe. I have been Luke Owen, and that was wrestling.